an 18,000 square foot home in Anchorage, Alaska. I was in Anchorage, Alaska for 10 years of my career. And in 2010, I was still hosting a radio show called the Radio Remodeling Show. And I invited a demolition contractor to talk about the part that demolition plays in construction and in the home building industry. During one of the commercial breaks, he said to me, "You are my kitchen designer." A few months later, I started up at his property, which is up in the hills there in Anchorage, and worked on his job there for about 10 months. And I basically helped him with, he was at the nearly done with the four-way inspection, so I had to help him. He wanted my help to help him get through the rest of that. It was a beautiful project with a great vision. He was a lot of fun to work with as far as his inspiration and creativity. And then I helped to execute these things with the contractors. But there's a lot of lessons to learn through this experience. So number one, just some highlights about this project. So besides the rugby field and the size of the home, you can see it was a Frank Lloyd Wright-inspired building. It's beautiful, beautiful curb appeal, beautiful use of materials between the cedar siding and the black, and the rock work. And we just had so much fun with integrating these into the interior of the house. On the interior, you have your glue-lam beams and your metal brackets everywhere. Glue-lams for vanity tops. The barn doors made out of fir. He liked my inspiration, my creativity as well. As we worked together, we melded on how to bring the finishing touches together on this project to make it come together really well. I want to focus a little bit on the kitchens and baths. So the kitchens, there were 9 kitchens. 3 of them were what I would call full kitchens. The one primary kitchen in the house, I'll come back to in a moment. There was a mother-in-law apartment that had a full kitchen on a single wall, and we even had the bar in the garage had a full kitchen in it. I believe it was a U-shaped kitchen. There were like 6 bed and breakfast types of rooms that had a kitchenette with each of them as well, which was basically like a miniature kitchen. It didn't have a full kitchen. Back to the primary kitchen, what was fun about this was Justin at the time wanted to give me a lot of freedom. But what I really appreciated about working with him was he allowed me to design the kitchen functionally first. The guidelines and criteria that the National Kitchen Bath Association recommends. So we're talking the work triangle, we're talking walkway spaces and landing spaces and the heights of counters and clearances and even the color combinations. Again, we wanted to tie in with the Frank Lloyd Wright feel, but you'll notice in the kitchen here, look at the variation in the cabinet heights. In the island, one of my favorite pieces there that he allowed me to create was we had the raised ends of the island that we used as dish storage, which makes the dishes convenient access for sitting at the counter to eat, for use perhaps if they're going to go sit down in the living area. Vertical grain fir that we use for this for these cabinets, which fir is a little bit of a softer of the hardwoods, right? It's not as hard as like maple or oak and cherry, but it blended well because it was the same wood as was on the glue-lam beams throughout the house. And so we wanted it to be very synonymous, throughout the house. We had the metal hood that we had built custom for this project, and then a lot of other little features that we put in here, such as the dishwasher drawers, the commercial range, open shelving. This is a little bit early stage for open shelving, by the way, especially for the floating shelves. You're dealing with Frank Lloyd Wright design and feel. You're going with a very, very urban interior, right? With your woods, metals, and concrete. We wanted this to be a very versatile space because he was going to be allowing people to come and rent these units as like bed and breakfast, to come play rugby, to come up and enjoy the space and take them on tours and experience tours. And some of the videos here that I'll show little excerpts from will show some of those as well. What was really interesting about this project was how to bring the feel of natural space into these bathrooms. You'll see we brought these rock, almost waterfall or trail looks up through the tile down to the tile floor to give interest. A lot of the wood for the separators in the bathroom stalls, you'll see. One of my favorite projects that I got to do in my career, and I really appreciate it. If you like seeing some of the projects I've worked on, I've got plenty of other really unique projects I've worked on in my career that maybe you just enjoy looking at, or you maybe can take some inspiration from. If you like this, will you please like and subscribe, and then say something about it in the comments, share it with others. Because if I get enough of that activity, I'll do more of these types of videos. If not, it's okay. I have plenty of other types of content I have on my channel. Again, I'm Shad Johnsen. This is Kitchen Design.